Let's head out to Austin. We're talking Texas versus Kentucky, and there's going to be some 5-stars on campus. Let's start with the big one. Offensive tackle Michael Fasusi. He's from the state of Texas, but he committed to Oklahoma. Steve, Fasusi's going to make 2 big visits before signing day, this weekend to Texas, next weekend to Texas A&M. What are you hearing on the 5-star offensive tackle?
Well, a couple weeks ago, it sounded like he was still locked in with Oklahoma, but as this develops closer to the finish line, these in-state programs, the Longhorns and Aggies, are getting an opportunity to make a final pitch. And it was a tough decision for him the first time around. I think Texas A&M was the runner-up to Oklahoma, but here come the Longhorns surging late. Terrific offensive line development and play. They're in the discussion to win the national championship, obviously, and Michael Fasusi has been there several times in different capacities and given them one final look down the stretch.
All right, so that's, if Fasusi, if and when he makes it to campus, is this kind of a controversial visit?
Why? Because of the track record of Brent Venables and Dabo Swinney not allowing prospects to take visits elsewhere?
Yeah.
Well, we've already seen that happen this cycle with Oklahoma a couple times, so I've already forgotten that existed with the Sooners.
So that rule has more teeth in a winning season than it does in a season like OU's having this year.
I think it just has more teeth at Clemson.
Okay, all right. Moving on to 5-star wide receiver Jaime Ffrench. He made some buzz last weekend when he showed up in the Swamp for an official visit. Now, Jaime Ffrench committed to Texas since early August. Do you sense that he might want to stay closer to home, or do you think he's just dotting I's, crossing T's here with that visit to UF?
Well, there are some people that I talked to that have said that they felt that way, and Jaime Ffrench obviously took his official visit to Florida this past weekend for what was a tremendous environment. There's people that have been to Florida games numerous times in the past. I'm talking about adults, high school coaches, sources. They said it just felt different inside the Swamp. They were ready to rally around Billy Napier, who just got that vote of confidence from the administration. They got some key players back in the lineup that they didn't have against Texas. And it was a home game. We talked about it, Josh, where it just seemed like there was so much on the line for the direction of this program. And they rose to the occasion and dominated LSU in the second half, a ranked LSU team, and got a huge win. And the fans were a big part of that atmosphere. Jaime Ffrench felt that. Had a good official visit, had good meetings with the staff. The idea of playing with DJ Lagway is exciting. The support that the program's getting right now is advantageous for players. But look, Texas, they beat Ohio State for Jaime Ffrench. They beat Alabama. They beat Miami. They beat LSU. This is a recruitment that's been fluid, but Texas grabbed the lead in the spring, maintained it through the summer. There were some hurdles, and they got it done. Now there's one more late hurdle in the Gators, but with him returning to Austin this weekend, I like the way it sets up for Texas down the stretch. But Florida is going to battle all the way to December 4th in the early signing period.
All right. Now, we talk about Zion Williams. He's the defensive lineman from Lufkin, Texas, that's been committed to LSU. And I always feel like Zion Williams, he's always been on the back burner for Texas. They're always keeping him warm. There's always been conversation, but it never gets to the point where we have him on flip watch. So now that we're 2 weeks from signing day, is this a significant visit for Zion Williams to Texas?
Well, Justin Wells and Eric Nalen from our Texas side have been leading the charge on the coverage of Zion. It's certainly something I'm monitoring here late with the momentum Texas is trying to get going here at the end of the cycle as they make their final pushes for the important targets on their list to close out another top 5 recruiting class. He's one of their most coveted guys.
Oh, okay. So we'll see what happens this weekend. I just think something's going to shake out. He keeps on talking to Texas, keeps on showing up, but we'll see if LSU can hold on. Now, linebacker Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng, he's been taking some visits. We liked his visit to Notre Dame, Michigan, Colorado's had a great visit with him. He's been out to USC. This weekend, though, he's expected to be in Austin. Do the Longhorns have a shot here?
Well, they always have a puncher's chance with what they offer a player on the field and the opportunities off the field for a Texas Longhorns football player. But I like where Colorado stands, and Michigan's in the top 2 for me in that recruitment. But The Longhorns, we've seen them loop around and have big recruiting wins, none more so than the jewel of the class, Jonah Williams, right? There was a time where he was an Oklahoma lean, and then Texas A&M had all the buzz, and could LSU be the biggest challenger? And then he takes that last visit to Texas at the end of the summer, and now he's in the fold for the Longhorns. So we'll see how things swing with guys like Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng this weekend.
All right, one prospect that Texas is playing a little defense on, and that's four-star defensive lineman Myron Charles. They flipped him from Florida State. He's from Port Charlotte in Florida. Now, Myron Charles also showed up in Gainesville over the weekend, and Texas, they want to keep him. He's not one of those guys that they're going to let go. Myron Charles, it's becoming a battle. What are you hearing?
And they flipped him from Florida State. Look, same thing as Jaime Ffrench. I mean, Texas, they know they got a battle on their hands. It's that time of year. They're looking to flip some guys. Some schools are looking to flip their own. But I do know that Texas is equipped to go into these recruiting wars with what they do on the field, the relationships that these coaches have with these prospects, and then, again, the infrastructure and resources that the Longhorns have to make the situation a little extra attractive.
All right, Texas fans. How we feeling about this big flip visit weekend? Michael Fasusi coming into town. You'd love to add another 5-star offensive tackle before signing day. How you feeling about it? Let me know. Comment section below.